Well, thought our fans were awesome today. The energy that they gave us, everything about them was just really special, and they created a really fun environment for us. So just as always, I've got to shout them out because they definitely give us an edge. I've been a part of a lot of losses, none quite like this, I would say, where I just feel like we really gave the game away. And I don't want to take anything away from Baylor because they were tough. They did what they needed to do down the stretch. I think they have one of the best guards in the country in Talia Scott. I don't know exactly about her injury, but I know that she was injured really, really bad a couple weeks ago. And for her to play 34 minutes and do what she did, I think she's tough as nails, and I respect the hell out of that. But for us, we were not tough as nails. We weren't tough when it mattered. We got casual. We relaxed at the end of quarters. We put ourselves in really just a tough position with foul trouble when we go into the fourth quarter, and several of our top players have 3 and 4 fouls, 4 fouls, I should say. That's a tough way to play, and that's our fault. We were not very disciplined. We had stupid fouls away from the basket, and we put ourselves in a tough spot then to play with foul trouble with a whole quarter to go.
Jacie, how important is it as a coaching staff not to let a game like this linger?
It is very important. This conference is going to test you every game, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. You've just got to pick yourself back up and find your way. But you have to learn from the losses, and that's what I hope our team understands. We've had 3 losses this season, and I feel like in all 3 of those games, we just haven't figured it out yet. We haven't been who we need to be. I never want to lose. I hate losing with all my heart. But there's a difference in feeling like, you did everything you could have done and you come up short, and then the way we feel today. And that's what I'm sick of. I'm sick of that. We got to figure that out so we don't have to feel this way as much as we have so far.
Jacie, when you talk about learning, is there one central idea that this group is missing, that this group you hope takes away from this that fixes this?
Well, we talk a lot about, especially this last week, like Talia Scott, for example. Like we don't have a Talia Scott. We have a lot of really good players, but we don't have anyone who's putting up numbers like that right now. And not that they're not capable on any given night, but she's doing that every game. We don't have a player like that. We don't have an Olivia Miles. We don't have an Audie Crooks. We don't have a household name like that. And because of that, every single person matters on our team. The strength that we have is we've got a lot of really good players. So if one goes down, we're not just totally screwed like some teams are or could be. But everyone's got to do their part. And that's what happened today is everyone, made their mistakes here and there. And then all of a sudden you're playing handcuffed because you're in foul trouble. And that's got to be what we've got to figure out and learn and understand that the strength of our team is our team. But because of that, everybody's got to step up and do their job.
From that point late in the third quarter when you guys were up 19, just from your lens, what shifted? What could you feel was different late in that third quarter and through the fourth quarter?
The foul trouble. And again, that's not an excuse. That's our fault that we were in that position. But I'm not going to lie, going into that fourth quarter, I felt very uneasy knowing that what got us the lead was our aggression, and we couldn't be as aggressive as we wanted to be. When you're trying to play not to foul, like you're not as aggressive defensively, and then that made us passive on offense. So I think that was the biggest difference.
How much did, specifically Jaden fouling out just shift things for you guys offensively?
Killed us. And I say that because I think Jaden is one of the best facilitators in the country. we are different with her on the floor. Our pace is different. She's been with me for some time. She knows what we do. She knows what we want. She knows what I'm looking for. And I didn't have that. That's a tough way to live without her because, dang, she's a really special player. So that hurt.
Baylor's coach described Jaden as maybe the best mid-range shooter in the country. How do you feel about that? Do you agree with that statement?
100%. We tell her that every single day, and I think she knows that. You can see that in the confidence that she has every time she takes it. I'm surprised when she doesn't make it. That's the level of confidence that I have in her. Yeah, she's a really special player right now.
Micah, coach said the word casual. Did you sense that during the game? And how much can this team grow? And it's always tough learning from a loss, but how much can this team learn from this loss?
Just on the casual part, I just feel like we kind of relaxed. We got too comfortable. We got the lead, and then we just didn't want to be as aggressive, and then also the foul trouble as well. And then just coming off this loss, we definitely have to focus on just the details and just being connected. I just feel like when the games get hard, like they did today, like we don't have really that much connectivity on the floor. So we just have to find that, yeah.
One of the things since the threes weren't falling as well today, and Micah, you had a couple of them, but you countered with, you guys had 40 points in the paint. You guys were really, really good inside offensively. Was that something you wanted to exploit? That's kind of for both of you, but is that something you wanted to exploit, or was that just something that was out of necessity because the shots weren't necessarily going down?
I can start. We're really good three-point shooters, right? And that's kind of what we do. And, I don't know how many Timmy had at Cincinnati. She had 35 points, 9 threes maybe. Micah has established herself as a great three-point shooter. Unfortunately didn't have Lena today, which would have helped. But that's what we do. We're very good at that, and teams know that. And that's going to continue to happen where they try and take the three-point line away from us. We were fully prepared for that, and we're okay with that. We're good with that. Because I do feel like we can score in a lot of other ways. And so today it looked a little different because they were, trying to run us off the line or just take that three-point line away in general. And so just, being able to drive and get to the rim and exploit that part of what we do offensively. So we were not surprised by that. I thought our kids did a really good job initially at understanding, we knew that they were going to do that, and they should. They're smart for that. That's what every team's going to try and do.
Just like she said, we knew Baylor was going to run us off the line. So just getting downhill, attacking, trying to get to the free throw line, I feel like that was just a great plan. Yeah.
Jacie, just wanted to ask about Lena and her health.
Yeah, she's day-to-day right now. It's a shoulder, kind of just a freak thing. There was no contact or anything, so we're still trying to figure it out. But she's really motivated to get back and just loves the game more than probably anyone I know. So I'm confident that she's going to do everything she can to get back in rehab. But we're still just at a day-to-day kind of observation right now.
For both of y'all, is there extra motivation going into Houston after what happened last year and obviously bouncing back from today?
Definitely. Just from me being here from last year, that loss was a terrible loss. So I definitely want to get them back for sure.
Switch to a zone. I want to say near the midway point of the fourth quarter. Just talk about the philosophy in doing that and what you saw there.
Foul trouble. It was just something that we needed to do, and the zone has been good to us. We got a couple stops in it. Maybe stayed in it too long, but again, we were just kind of felt like we were forced to do that because of our foul trouble.
Micah, Coach mentioned the fans in the beginning. How important was that? Has that been for you? Only 2 losses at home this whole year still is a great accomplishment. What does that mean to you, and seeing even today on New Year's Eve, so many people come here to support you?
It's definitely wonderful. We need the fans. Like Coach Jacie was saying, like when we're in the huddle, like they're just like it's 5 against 7 when we have our fans and just everyone just rooting for us, cheering for us. And it definitely helps us with our momentum, with just playing the game, being intense. So, yeah, the fans mean a lot to us.
For both of y'all, I'm just curious. Obviously, you hope to not be in a situation where you're in that, where you have 3 players with 4 fouls and still a quarter and a half left. But, I think we see every year that if you're going to make a deep postseason run, you're going to have those games. Is that, maybe one thing you don't want it to happen, but is that one thing y'all can take away from this? Is y'all had experience and maybe players can learn from that specific example?
I thought Tyla came in and did a great job. She came in, she got a steal, had an assist. That was awesome for her. She's coming along really well for us. The learning has to be that we can't put ourselves in that spot. I could point to 1 foul for each person that was just a total bonehead play. That's got to be the learning part of it.
I'm just curious, Micah. Obviously, you had to play differently. I know it's not been the first time you've been in foul trouble, but anything when it's not just you, it's your teammates out there too. Is there anything you could learn from how today went that maybe you could do better next time in that situation, or is it just about avoiding those fouls in the first place?
Yeah, definitely avoiding the fouls in the first place. Playing smarter. Yeah.